Hello, my name is Grant Parkins, and I work for the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill's Institute for the Environment. One of the projects that I work on is called Lake Observations by Citizen Scientists and Satellites, or LOCSS for short. LOCSS is a NASA-funded project with a goal to help us better understand how the volume of water in natural lakes is changing over time. We do this by combining lake height data, which is submitted to us by citizen scientists, with lake surface area data, which is derived from satellite imagery. Currently, we are studying 64 lakes. We began in North Carolina, and we expanded to Washington, France, Bangladesh, Illinois, Massachusetts, and as of spring 2020, we have begun studying lakes in New Hampshire. By the end of 2021, we will be studying more than 100 lakes. We're particularly interested in expanding our network of lakes in New Hampshire, as well as India, and suitable lakes in other areas as well. We have partners in each of the locations where we are studying lakes, anything from state parks and Forest Service to private nonprofit organizations such as Winyah Rivers Foundation. And in New Hampshire, we're working with the Department of Environmental Services, specifically Sarah Steiner with the Volunteer Lake Assessment Program. So how does it work? We work with our local partners as well as citizen scientists to identify lakes that are good fits for the project. When we're able, we send LOCSS teams out to the lake to install a simple staff gauge, which is just a metal ruler that's attached to a wooden board. We then take that and install it either on a freestanding post or on a dock, a fixed pier, or a boathouse. On top of the gauge, we install a sign that invites people to participate. On the right, you'll see the sign that we have for Norway Pond in Hancock, New Hampshire, which is the first lake that we have begun studying in New Hampshire. So a person walking by will see the gauge and they'll read the sign and they'll be given instructions on how to submit a lake height measurement via text message. So what they will do is they will begin texting the phone number on the sign, and they'll include the unique 4-digit ID, the lake height, and then any notes they want to include. After they send that off, within about a minute, they will receive a response that tells them what the last recorded lake height was and when. Our partners in Tennessee Tech have developed this process, and they developed a way to pull the information out of the text message and plug it into our database, which is then connected to our website. So nearly instantaneously, the measurement that a citizen scientist submits will show up on the lake page on our website. Here you'll see the measurement that was just sent in is the dot on the farthest right of the line graph. And that measurement actually is included in the table at the very top. You'll notice that the notes are there as well. So within about a minute of texting in a lake height measurement, a citizen scientist will receive a response that tells them what the last recorded lake height was. And they will also have their measurement publicly available on our website. We pair these lake height measurements with lake surface area measurements. Those measurements are calculated using imagery from satellites, specifically Landsat 8, which passes over New Hampshire lakes every 7 to 9 days. We work with citizen scientists to get a lake height measurement on the same day that the satellite passes overhead. And we do that by sending them reminder emails the day before one of these dates. We're then able to pair lake height changes with lake surface area changes to calculate lake volume change over time. So how accurate are citizen scientists? At the beginning of the project, we sought to answer that question by installing Solence level loggers in lakes in North Carolina, Washington, and Illinois. These level loggers were installed with the lake gauge under the water, and they recorded lake levels every 15 to 60 minutes, and they were in the lakes anywhere from 2 to 9 months. We were then able to compare the citizen scientist measurements with the Solence level logger measurements from the same time to see how accurate citizen scientists were. And what we found is that citizen scientists were reporting data with a high amount of accuracy. To let you know what you're looking at here, if you look at the plot on the right, each one of those dots represents a citizen scientist measurement and the corresponding level logger measurement at the same time. You notice a blue line from the bottom that runs from the bottom left to the top right. That represents where a dot would fall if a citizen scientist submits a measurement that is the exact same as the level logger at that time. So the closer a dot is to that blue line, the more accurate the citizen scientist is. And just by looking at this plot, you can see that the majority of those black dots are very close to that blue line. And in fact, what we found is that the mean absolute error of citizen scientists was about 1.6 centimeters. And this is the mean absolute error over more than 2,700 measurements in Washington, North Carolina, and Illinois. So we're very pleased with the accuracy of citizen scientists, and this just goes to show that the data that they are providing is valuable and trustworthy. So what's next for our project? I mentioned earlier that we're looking to expand in New England. Specifically, we're hoping to expand in New Hampshire, and our goal is to have more than 20 lakes as part of our study by July 2021. That's an important date because we're hoping that our New England lakes can serve as a way to validate a new satellite mission, which is launching in late 2021. This mission is called SWOT, or Surface Water and Ocean Topography. It's a $1.1 billion mission that is a collaboration between the space agencies of the United States, Canada, France, and the United Kingdom. This new satellite will be the world's first global survey of surface waters, and it will use radar technology to measure the elevation changes in lakes, as well as surface area changes in lakes. So in essence, this one satellite will be doing everything that we are doing right now with LOCSS. In the first 3 to 6 months of the new SWOT project, it will not survey the entire surface of the Earth. Instead, it will survey a small portion of the Earth every day. That is represented by these green paths, which are called the one-day orbit. The satellite will pass over those green paths every day. If you notice, in the northeastern United States, what you'll see, this purple dot here, represents New Hampshire. And so in the first 3 to 6 months, the SWOT satellite will be surveying New Hampshire lakes every day. It's our hope that by that time, we will have a network of lakes and citizen scientists that can be used to validate the measurements that are being gathered by the SWOT satellite. So New England and New Hampshire specifically are uniquely positioned to help validate a brand new satellite mission. And that's why we're seeking partners and we're looking for new study lakes in New Hampshire. What we're looking for are natural lakes that are greater than 10 acres. It's okay if they have a dam or a spillway, but we don't want a lake where water levels are controlled manually by people. The reason we need lakes that are more than 10 acres is because we need that size to be able to measure them with satellite imagery. Ideally, we could locate a gauge in areas that are accessible to the public, but in cases where that's not possible, we have placed gauges on private docks or boathouses as well. So if you volunteer at a lake or you manage a lake that you think would be a good fit for the LOCSS project, I would love to talk to you. My email address is here, and I want to reiterate again, there is no cost to the citizen scientist or the lake manager or the local partner. That is all taken care of by the LOCSS program. I also, as I mentioned earlier, when possible, we will send a team of people to actually install the lake gauges. Although we have also worked with folks who have installed gauges on their own, and we pay for all the supplies and materials. So please, I would love to hear from you if you think your lake would be a good lake for this project. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Check out our website, www.locks.org. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you.